In today's episode, you will learn how to get your money right, where to invest, and how to make the best financial moves so you can successfully retire or get your life the way you want to live. And there are secrets to this thing. So we have an amazing guest today, Laz Martin, but I'm going to call him Laz. And he is very passionate about financial education and advocacy. He is a financial specialist, but I'm going to call him a financial guru because I want him to tell us the secrets to get our money right. So welcome to the show, Laz.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm so happy you are here because we stress about this money thing. We go through life, but it just seems like we work and we try to save and we try to do the right thing. But a lot of people have questions and they are stressing about money and retirement, Social Security, and things like that. So I'm diving right into the question.
Yeah.
I want to make my money work for me. What's the simplest way I can start?
There's two ways to answer that question. One of the things I look at is how do you earn your income?
Okay.
You know, are you an employer somewhere? Do you have a business? How do you earn your money?
Okay.
Okay.
So I need to, all right. So I earn my money. Let's say I work for somebody.
Okay.
I work for somebody. I'm an employee and I get a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I have expenses. Let's say I have a house, I have a car, I may have a couple of kids. I pay my insurance, I pay my house insurance, I pay my car insurance. So how do I make my money work for me, the little bit that I have left after all my bills? What should I do with it?
Well, I was trying to figure out the employer part because you have employers that provide retirement plans.
Okay.
And majority of them, they provide a match.
Okay, so there's still some employers that will match what I put in.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, for instance, the U.S. Post Office. I mean, it's 5%. That's what they put in.
Okay, so if I put in 5%, they're gonna put in 5%.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's right there, simply growth right there.
Right.
You know, and it's a free benefit. You're just maxing out your benefits.
Okay, so if I don't have 5%, can I put 1%?
Yeah, they'll like
they'll
put
put
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But the goal again is because we're looking for maximum growth, and
Right.
we can, you know, like I said, grow your money.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to recommend the 5%. And
Okay.
if you have difficulties getting the other 5%, we have to look at your overall financial picture and see what's excess, what you're overpaying for.
That's a good question. So as I'm trying to make my money work for me, what do I do to find out where I am spending my money and where's the excess that I can cut out?
Oh, it's simple. You just need a bank statement from whoever you bank at, and look at the transactions. The money, follow the money. The money will lead. It's going to lead you to like when you come to the end of that statement and realize you have X amount of dollars that are just going towards apps or going towards a membership that you're not using. You know, because that's a lot of times what that is, and we don't realize that. Hey, there's some extra like fat on my income somewhere. I'm just throwing it out the window. You know, and I'm guilty because like I had one recently. I had an app that I did the trial after 7 days. You can choose to keep it. I forgot, you know, and they charged me like $200 for this app that I didn't use.
Right, I agree.
And so my wife would hear, if she was here, she would let me know how she felt about that.
Well, I just want you to know you are not by yourself. I happen to do what you were saying, not on a bank statement, but I started going through my utility bills to see if they are sneaking things in. I found 3 things on my electricity bill that were warranties for stuff that had nothing to do with electric. So maybe the water heater, the pipes outside. And I called them and I was like, well, who authorized this? And my husband said, well, they kept asking me, do I want it? And I kept saying no. But what happened was they put it on my bill. And so because I have online bill pay, the actual bill does not come to my house. I have to go in on the computer, look it up, and go line by line. So I was like, well, I trust them. It's summer. The bill's going up. until I kept saying it's almost $500. So I found out I'm paying like an extra $150 in insurance things.
Okay, yeah, I know which one you're paying for.
So I'm like, why? What is it that we're doing that we stop looking at our bills and stop looking at the bank statements? Is that something we should do every month, every bill?
We should, especially if you're trying to grow your money. You need to track where it's at.
Right.
Because it can be some bad charges on there, or there can be, like you said, there's a mistake in your bill. That's money that's being wasted. That can go towards your overall financial goal. And that's the kind of stuff you want to manage throughout the years.
Right. I like that. So I'm going to do it myself. I went through one and I found $150. A second thing is, like you said, I had an app. I had one of the things that look for spyware and stuff. I did a trial and I forgot. That's 200 and something. So that's 200 and something there, 150 there. So audience, listen to what Laz said. Go through all your bills and then start making sure you don't have bad charges, that you aren't wasting money on something you don't want. And then, okay, after I go through everything and I find out what I have left. So let's say I did all my bills and I have $200 left for the month. What do I do with that?
That money, we can put that into another fund account and we can grow that money.
So savings, investments,
Yep.
Okay.
It's money found and it's money earned. And so we're going to put it to work.
Okay, we're going to put it to work. Is $200, so let's say I have $200 and we're going to find some kind of fund. Should I be doing like IRA, stocks, bonds, a little bit of everything?
Yeah, it's going to come down to your overall profile. Like how do you feel about risk? How do you feel about the loss of your money? And so those are things that I factor into all of it. If you're someone who's used to that and you're okay with the growth part, we'll talk about more strategies that fall within that line. But if you're afraid of losing anything and you don't want to be in that game, then I'm going to go in a different direction.
Okay, so tell me the difference between the two. So if I'm I try not to use big words on this show, but I know if you're risk averse, you are scared of risk, and maybe I have something to do with my money. Tell me some of the safer options, and then tell me some of the more risky options.
Okay, I can't dive too deep into it,
right?
But I mean, you want to look at like investments that are conservative.
Okay,
you're not. It's not in the open market. I mean, I wouldn't count a money market, anything like that.
Right.
But you want to go somewhere, because there's places that you can go, like an index fund.
Okay.
And you can get a good return from that index fund. And so I would talk about that being an option. I would look at other conservative ways of building your savings. There's also high yield savings accounts. So there's different things based on what your goal is and what you're looking for.
So what if I have my $200 and I know I have something coming up? So I have my $200 that I have extra every month, but at the end of 12 months, I'm planning to go on a cruise, a big birthday cruise or something like that. Are there still options to invest where my money can earn money for that 12-month period?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
No, the return isn't as high because that's such a short period of time.
Right.
Okay. So that's a good thing to know, that I don't have to just have it sitting in the bank. I want to make sure that I can use my money, but that I have access when I need access.
Because like a 401k or an IRA, there are stipulations on those accounts. You just can't take money out, unless you're 59 and a half years of age. Once you hit that age, then you can start taking money out and using the funds from that account,
And that was going to be my next question, because a lot of retirees put money in IRAs as a strategy of not putting all my eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. So I have my corporate. So we still on assumption that I work for somebody.
Yeah.
So we have our corporate pile of money, and then they're going to match, right?
Yes.
And then I can have my own personal IRA that's separate.
You can.
Okay. And I always hear the Roth, and what's the other? Just a regular
traditional IRA.
A traditional IRA.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me the difference between the two. Why would I want to do one versus the other?
Well, if you did a traditional Roth plan, what that allows you to put away money for retirement and then defer taxes to later on.
Okay.
So when you retire, that's when you're going to start using that money.
Right.
But that's also when you're going to start paying taxes on using the money.
Okay, so I have my IRA. Let's say I started the IRA at 30 and now I'm 59. You said 59 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I can take the money.
Yes.
So when I put the money in all these years from 30 to 59 and a half, I didn't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then at 59 and a half, I want to use my money.
You got to start paying taxes.
How much is the tax? Is it like a big 30-something percent or 10%?
It's going to come down to, of course, your accountant and looking at your whole overall earning year.
Okay.
That's going to give you some type of because I know we're trying to get a number here.
Right, because I want to know, does it make sense to take it out? But what you're saying is, regardless, whenever I do take it out, they're going to I'm going to pay taxes.
They are.
Okay.
And so, but I usually tell people 15%. Okay. 15 to 20%. Because when you go and you either you call it in or you're going to deposit into your account and you're going to get a statement, it's going to be around that number.
Okay, 15%.
15 to 20%.
15 to 20%.
Yeah.
So at 59 and a half, 59 in 6 months, I can start withdrawing my money?
Yes.
Can I take all of my money?
That's one thing we'll talk about.
Okay.
I wouldn't, because that money you saved for retirement, why would you take it all out?
Okay. Because some people, they just don't know. It's like, I see this pile of money. So tell me, what would be your strategy? I just turned 59 and a half. Mm-hmm. What should I do?
Well, run away from that strategy of taking anything out because it's a pre-taxed account, right? You never pay taxes.
Right.
So if you take it all at one time, Uncle Sam's going to take it all at one time as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know? And so you have about a third of your money
gone,
just like that. And you saved it from all the way from 30 all the way to 49, and you've already taken a haircut on that.
Right.
And so I would look at this is kind of where the Roth comes in at.
Okay, so now you're going to tell me the difference between. So the traditional IRA is, I got to leave my money in there till 59 and a half. Is the Roth the one, like if I have education or if I want to buy a house, that I can take? That's what that one's for.
Well, you can do it with the traditional one.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're not going to penalize me?
No, not at all. You're an employee, right? And so that plan has those type of provisions in it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So illness. So what things can I take my money out before 59 and a half and they won't penalize me?
What things you can take? Education is one.
Okay.
Housing is another one. And so those are the two main things the main reasons you can take money out other than a hardship.
Okay. Meaning
that, there's a financial situation in your life and you need money right away. I wouldn't recommend that, but it does happen, and people got to go. If you I tell people you got to do what you have to do.
Yes. Yes.
So get your situation together, and then we'll go back to what you can do to catch yourself up.
Right. So if I do have a situation like that, is the tax amount different? Like if I have to take it out, is the tax amount different?
No, you're penalized usually in that situation because you're not 59 and a half.
Okay.
So you're 59 and a half. If you take money before then, it's going to be a 10% penalty.
Okay.
And then they look at your income as a whole. And so that's why you end up paying, it's not really worth as much unless you need the money.
Right.
Because you're
taking. So don't just take it out just to be going shopping.
No, not at all. And again, that's why the Roth, I was pointing out the Roth plan, because the Roth plans, you deal with taxes up front. So it's after taxes. And so you don't have to pay taxes on that one.
Oh, okay. So with the Roth, it's just my regular money that I'm putting in, and they already took tax, like maybe off my check, they already took the taxes out. Mm-hmm. So now I can put the money in the Roth, so I can take it out. Is it just a savings, or I have to be 59 and a half too? Well,
you have to be 59 and a half, so it's not ongoing.
Okay.
And that's why, I would look at your profile and add another plan to it where you're building up money and you have access to the money. You don't have to wait.
Right.
Because sometimes people miss opportunities because their money's tied up.
Right. And that's one of the biggest questions. Like if I remember when I was younger, like you said about the matching, and I worked for the federal government, I always maxed everything. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a lot of expenses. but then that tied up your money for many, many, many years. And to be honest, I didn't even know I could take the money out if I wanted to buy property. I did use it for one of my degrees, but they taxed me. They hit me bad.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you have to look at it in a way. Do I take my money out so I can be debt free on the back end to pay for my education?
Yeah.
And so that's why you the financial guru, so you can look at what we have going on.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm going to do the Roth, and I'm going to do after taxes. So when I take it out, they're not going to take such a big chunk.
Exactly.
Okay. When can you start those? Can you start those for your children?
Yeah, yes, you can. And there's also non-quality retirement accounts that you can start with your kids to start building savings early.
Okay, perfect.
And those kind of accounts, they're designed. I got to show you how they work. They're really cool. They're designed to be a bucket of money that they'll have later on in life.
Right.
But that money will pay them for the rest of their lives indefinitely.
Okay. So those are very good investment options. So what about my people? That's people that have a little extra over. What about my people that are paycheck to paycheck? What should I be doing? What can I do different?
Paycheck to paycheck is more like a pattern or a habit that you have. And so you have to start exercising restraint somewhere.
Yes.
And the first thing I tell most people is to get yourself out of that credit card game is try to get at least $500 or $1,000 in the savings account.
Okay.
Okay. Then let's trim the fat. Let's figure out, are you paying for memberships? Are you like just blowing money here and there? Let's stop doing that. Let's stop eating out every day, right? Because that stuff adds up.
It does.
And then now you take these habits and you just keep practicing these habits and you start to build, you start to grow. And
I like that.
And then from there, we can take some money and say, okay, let's invest some over here. Let's put some over here. And then we just grow it. And you just keep that habit because you didn't have the habit. That's what happened.
Right. And so just with you saying that, I started thinking, okay, paycheck to paycheck, I look at people's nails. Yeah. Man, that's an expense. And you look at people's hair, that's an expense. You look at the fashionista of it all, that's an expense. So I never even thought about it like that.
And all they have to do is take a season to get it right. Let me slow down. I'm far ahead of myself. I'm spending beyond what I have.
Right.
Let me just pause this, pause that. And then you it's about a foundation.
Right.
It's like if you build a house, what's the first thing you're going to build on a house?
Yeah, you need a foundation.
Exactly. You're going to build a foundation.
One thing I love about this show and one thing I love about you coming on is that everybody doesn't have a foundation. Everybody's parents or aunties did not teach them this stuff.
No,
I remember when I was in high school, we had classes for this. And I noticed we don't have that. So if I am a person in a situation, I'm paycheck to paycheck, I'm listening to this show, what other things? Do I need to take a class? Do I need to get you? Do you coach me? Like how can I educate myself so I can do better?
A variety of things. Working with someone like myself.
Okay.
Working with you to keep you current. What I do also, like when I even set up a plan, I do follow up with you and we look at how it's moving and we talk about making changes if necessary. And then, so I do maintain that relationship. I believe in the relationship part.
Right.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about what your wants are and me helping you to get it or get close to it as possible.
Right.
Because sometimes some people start late.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that they're out of the game.
Right, but you can start.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do have a few people that I know who started and they put all the money in with the company and they thought they had a pension. And then when it was time to retire, the company went out of business. So they're starting over. They have to get new jobs.
Yeah.
And they were retired. And then the company went belly up. And so what would you say to them? Like, where could they start now? What should they do?
Yeah, well, I would like to assess their age, how old they are. I would look at health.
Yes.
And then based on what they have currently, because I'm coming to see what you have and to make the most out of it.
Right.
And it's about building. It's about, okay, we got a foundation, right? We got a foundation. Now let's build on top of this foundation.
Okay.
And so
But you're saying there's no, I have this thing on my shirt that says nothing is impossible. And sometimes you hear these stories. I have another young lady, I'm calling her young lady, seasoned lady.
Yeah.
And she is on Social Security, and she has no pension. So only thing she gets is what Social Security gives her and what her health provider gives her in terms of like extra for food and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering, because when I talk to her, and you never want to tell anybody there's no hope, because there's always hope.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to know, and this is personally for the person I know, what kind of advice can I give her? So she has, let's say, we're just going to talk round numbers. So let's say she gets $1,500 from Social Security. Her rent is $1,400, right?
Okay.
So she may get 100 in food stamps. Okay, so that gives her like 200. But then she has to pay for transportation to get, because she doesn't drive, so she has to pay for transportation, not necessarily the bus. And so she still has to wash her clothes. She still have to get her detergent. She has all these other bills. And I'm like, what can she do to save something? What can she do?
But because she's getting a benefit from Social Security.
Yeah, she gets Social
assuming
Security.
that maybe she's not healthy, like
right.
disabled,
she's an older lady.
disabled.
Yeah, no, she's not. She's
I shouldn't say healthy.
homebound.
Yeah,
She's not homebound. She can't get around, and she uses that private system to get around. And so that costs money. I thought it was free.
Mm-hmm.
I learned so much. I thought that was free if you lived in certain neighborhoods, but not anymore. So that's like $4 a ride, $4 there, $4 back.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like nothing to us. But if you only have $100 left a month.
Yeah.
So does she need to work? Now she's 80.
She's 82?
She's 80.
Okay.
What do you do? Do you get a job? What do you do? Do telemarketing? What would be her best option? I know you said trim the fat, but I looked at it. It's not much fat.
Doesn't sound like much there
It's
at
not
all.
much fat.
That's a skinny cow.
Yeah, it's very skinny. So does she, do telemarketing? Like, should she get a job? I don't know what to tell her.
What you're saying is if someone's at their very end,
right,
and all the resources around them have been like exhausted,
yes,
then go find something else to do employment wise.
Okay.
Maybe it's a company you work with, your own company.
Something.
Yeah, like the guy who did oh my goodness, KFC chicken, Colonel Sanders. I mean, he started at like 60 in his 60s.
Right.
Doing that because he didn't want to just stay home and collect a check from the government.
Right.
And so that's that. I would definitely recommend her do something, maybe work at a daycare,
Okay, I'm going to suggest that. I felt kind of bad because, like you say, nobody is hopeless, but I was kind of thinking, and if you are not homebound, I think it's also a good idea because it helps you still interact with people and not feel lonely.
I do.
Yeah,
I agree.
So I'm going to tell her you're going to get more benefits than just money. So I'm going to tell her, try to find, and I may even help her do that. Okay. What we talk about IRAs, we talking about traditional, we talked about Roth. When does it make sense to put your money in like a certificate of deposit in a bank?
I'm sorry, the joke I made about CDs. No, CDs. If you want to just put some money for a short term account, like you mentioned, going out of town on a cruise, you put money like in a CD in that situation. Then like towards the end of the year, it matures. You have your interest,
right,
and then you have your principal back. No.
Okay, so really for your long-term wealth, you're saying that's not the best strategy.
No, it's short term.
Okay, short term.
Especially if you're looking for like a better growth opportunity, then I wouldn't suggest the CD.
Okay, so if I don't want a lot of risk, so I'm getting older, I don't want as much risk as I used to have. Okay, so we didn't wipe the CD off. Are there other like short term, maybe year or two investment strategies?
Yeah, I mean, there are. Or just it's also about being creative. You have some accounts where every year you can take money out, but you're able to get high interest rates.
Okay.
And when I mean by high interest rate, I'm talking about like 10%, 15% interest rates, higher rates.
Right. Then you would get a certificate of deposit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
the stipulation would be that the money maybe had to stay with that fund for a certain amount of years.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I mean? Do they have some funds where you have like a 12-month? You can stay with them for 12 months and then kind of take your money out? Or is it more of like at least 2 years to keep it in there?
Yeah, I mean, you can find something around like 2 years.
Okay.
But if it's like 1 or 2 years, 3 years, you're not going to get a lot of growth. You're going to see growth, but it's not going to be,
But it might be higher than what the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the bank doesn't really give you interest.
Right.
Unless you got a CD or something like that, or a savings account. But let's be real. Look at the rate of. I mean, you're getting like 0.5. You're not really making anything.
So let's say I have another friend. I always have these friends, and I tell them who's coming on the show, so they give me questions. So I have another friend that sold a property, right? And they sold a property just because they were tired of managing the property. And they're trying to minimize the tax hit, but then maximize what they're going to do with the money. And let's just say, for round numbers, they're 60. What advice would you give them?
Okay.
And let's say the what they received, that was after they paid all the fees and everything, let's say it was $150,000.
All right. The first thing is I want to know what the goal is. Like what were their plans after they sold the house?
Okay.
And from there I would go and put together a plan for them. That's usually how I would approach that. But it's driven based on what their needs are and their goals and their dreams are.
That makes sense, because if the goal is to buy something else, you may want to keep it liquid. But if the goal is I want to save it until I'm 65, where I can, retire
and use it as an income source. Mm-hmm.
Yes, mm-hmm. I love that. So again, on the taking the money out at 59 and a half, how does that work? Can you just say, now I'm going to take out $1,000 a month? How does that work?
You can do that. I mean, some companies work like where they'll send you the money systematically, But I would look more at a plan that will send you the money, but that will send it to you guaranteed, meaning that it's designed to pay you like a pension, like a Social Security benefit, and it's going to pay you that money until
it's exhausted.
Till you gone. So the account will be exhausted. It'll be zeroed out, but you are still receiving these payments.
How? How am I getting money in it? Okay, you have blown my mind.
Well, we can get into that because there's a good mix of plans out there that do that, and it's going to help you like supplement your income. Because keep in mind, retirement, it's all about you trying to build enough wealth, build enough savings to replace you from working.
Of course.
And so you need to create income.
Yes.
And so that's an income plan I'm talking about, like setting up an income source that's going to pay you. You don't have to worry. I call it the golden goose.
Okay.
So every month it comes in, or every year, you can have them write your check for the year.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
that's the strategy you work out with whatever plan. I guess you have to really look into what the plan does in terms of the payout.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You look at all that because there's all that plays a role in it.
Okay, that makes sense. So, give me 3 things. This is the fun part I like about the show. Give me 3 things that successful people do with their money that I'm not gonna say we, because I'm not put myself in an unsuccessful. Give me 3 things financially successful people do that most people don't.
They don't. They live below their means.
Okay.
They're not trying to be flashy. There's a lot of people with wealth around you, but you don't know. Mm-hmm. They downplay it. Like Warren Buffett still eats at McDonald's.
Wow.
And he's wealthy.
Yes, he is. Billions.
And so, they don't. And then they also they track their finances. They look back to just doing an inventory of what's going on. They look at that. They also they're always looking to grow their understanding as well. And that's another way why they have the success that they have.
Okay. So I like that. Well, number 1, live below your means. Number 2, say number 2 again. I always like to repeat it. Number 1 was live below your means. Number 2 was always
well, you want to track your finances.
Track your finances. I like that. And then number 3 was always educate yourself. And I love that because I always say I'm a lifelong learner, and we have to continue to learn and grow. If we want to do better, we got to keep learning. And see, that time went so quick. The half an hour is over. So I want you to look into the camera and tell people how to find you.
Well, hello, everyone. The best way to reach me is to call my cell phone number. I'm old school. Are you going to
put your phone number on this podcast? Okay, whatever you.
What do you recommend, doctor?
I would say they can find you on Instagram at Laz Financial, whatever your Instagram is, and then I would say find you on LinkedIn and DM you a message. That's what I would say, but it's up to you. If you want to put your number out there.
I'm taking your recommendation.
Yes, I would say look for, what's your Instagram? Laz Financial.
L Martin Financial Group.
L Martin. Y'all look fine, Laz. L Martin Financial Group on Instagram.com. Because I don't want y'all calling him all hours of the night. People, they will call you. So again, I'm Dr. Carolyn. This is Get Your Life. You can find Get Your Life on all major podcast platforms, and you can find a replay on youtube.com at Get Your Life. Remember, your life is a gift. You are worth it. Make the best of it and make great decisions with the money that you have. Make your money work for you. Until next time.